Let's try and understand what's happening with respect to some of the earnings. We have Rainbow Hospitals that delivered a good set of numbers. In fact, in the quarter gone by, we saw revenue growth of 49%, margins improved to 30.9% versus 22.7%. But are these numbers sustainable? Let's try and understand with the management who's joining us on the show. Just wanted to begin with by trying and understanding what's happening to the outlook with respect to the revenue growth going forward. Because in FY23 as a whole, Dr. Ramesh, we have seen that there was a revenue growth of around 21%. Going forward in FY24, could you better that number?
No, I think what we have done is we are listed about a year ago, and now first year we have guided about revenue of 20% growth. We have done more than that, and EBITDA growth was 20%, 25% pre-Ind AS, which actually we have achieved that. So moving forward, what I see is that that I think the top line is not a major concern because we always expect high teens to grow. And what's going to happen is that we are adding significant number of beds for this financial year. Almost about 400 beds are going to come in into the network. So obviously top line may not be a problem, but we'll definitely see some degree of margin pressure. But this is how we see our business moving forward.
So in lieu of that, what is the visibility you have in terms of where the business could be scaled up to, say, at the close of the financial year? And what then do you do with your proposed expansion? Because as we understand, you were looking at, amping up capacity, additional 160 beds in Rajamundry, 270 beds in Hyderabad. Does that stand as if, as you had indicated earlier?
Yeah. So how we look at it is that how many of the beds which have been added in the last 1 year time, which is going to kind of take time to mature. So obviously the matured beds are going to be 50%, and the kind of maturing beds are going to be 50%. The segments equally positioned. So the top lines will grow definitely. There's no problem with that. When you grow, have a significant number of beds been added. For example, the current year, we're going to add about 230 beds, 270 beds in the current year. So that's going to come in the second quarter of this year. So overall, your kind of the revenue growth will be about 18-19% is expected to grow, and we'll have to see how the margins are going to be based on the matured businesses, how it's going to grow, how it's going to grow, and also the new units, how it's going to pan out.
Ramesh, that's exactly my question. Your margins have already come down to 30% versus 35%, which was the earlier run rate. And you're hinting that it could go lower. So are you expecting it to go below the mark of 30% once those capacities, etc., come on board as well?
I think our business, we need to look at in year-on-year business. I think it's only 1 year since we have listed. I think we have posted whatever we have guided, which is we have always guided about 25% pre-Ind AS, and post is about 30%. So we have kind of overachieved in the last 1 year. If you precisely look at it. So moving forward, I think whatever we have kind of guided first 3 years, the numbers are going to be, that will be well within the range to achieve it.
18 to 19% revenue growth is what you're envisaging in FY24. There could be some pressure when it comes to the margins, and the capacity expansion continues to be on board. Talk to us about the other internals as well in terms of the occupancy level, the ARPOB levels. What is it expected to trend when it comes to FY24?
I think the occupancy levels will do when the mature set of hospitals will still remain about 65-66%, and the newer ones which are kind of consolidated probably about 40+% of occupancy. This is a blended will be about, again, if we achieve about 54-55%, it will be a very good set of occupancy.
You talked about your expansion plans in terms of the organic capacity addition, but what about the inorganic route? Are you looking at some sort of acquisitions as well? Because there's been recently a lot of news flow around consolidation and mergers and acquisition in the healthcare space.
Unfortunately, we haven't got many to acquire in the pediatric space. And if there are any, which comes kind of philosophically aligned, we are open to do it. But I don't see really in the very near future of acquisitions. The inorganic, what we are trying to do is that, the brownfield projects are ones which can come up very quickly into the action. So about 12 months time, 15 months time, we can build up. That's what we are trying to do. Our basically business plan is to see that we are very strong in Hyderabad, Bangalore, we're building up story. Chennai, again, kind of we've got a good credibility. We're adding a lot of beds in Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Chennai. So most of the beds are going to come in FY 24 is going to be in these geographies. So the new greenfield projects are going to come in Gurgaon, which is going to be sometime in 3.5 years down the line.
Okay, Dr. Ramesh, we let you go on that note. Appreciate you joining us on 18 Hour today.